I'm Zach.
I'm Drew.
And this is
Oak Tree Dreams.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Oak Tree Dreams. As I said, I was getting my bow set up and ready to go at Silent Outdoors near where I live. They're quick, efficient, and amazing. Not sponsored by them, but that's where I go for getting my bow all tuned up and arrows cut and stuff like that. So here it is, finally all set up. My favorite color is purple, so got my purple peep sight and a purple D-loop. Kind of got lucky on that. Shot this bow last night a little bit. It is amazing. It's quick and quiet. I had a mission maniac for 11 years. Loved it. Killed bucks with it. Killed 2 bucks I have on the wall with it. It was a great bow. It's just time to upgrade, I think. So, and I got I don't exactly remember the name of it. Oh, trophy taker. It is a limb dropway rest instead of the string dropway that connects to your string, and you pull back and then it kind of tilts up a little and gets into place. That one was good and all, but this one I wish I would have went to this sooner, just because of what's been going on with the other bow. You kind of tell when the timing gets off on my other bow, or on my old bow with that old dropway rest with the string connection. It would not get all the way fast enough of the arrow sometimes, so you had to keep retuning it and take it to the bow shop, because that one's a little bit harder to do. This one has the string going right down to your limb, and I like that feature a little bit better, because when you pull back, your arrow rest then goes up, and right when you shoot, that drops immediately, because then the tension's off here, and it's all your arrow out of the way of your arrow so much quicker. And got my True Glow sight. Love them. Used it on my old bow. Had True Glow before that, so. And I have they're called Outlaws Black Eagle arrows. So going with something different. New bow, new arrows. Give you guys a little glimpse of it. It is ridiculously quick. But like I said, I was shooting my other bow, so. It is amazing. I'll shoot it one more time here. See, I'm used to having to flip up that little thing, the rest for my old bow, so it's gonna get a little used to. But like I said, I really like the new setup I have on this bow, my Mathews triax. And I don't have a stabilizer. I forgot to mention that completely. I don't have a stabilizer anymore with this bow, and the way this is all set up down here on the Mathews triax, and I think the VXR has it too. VRX, VXR, can't remember. Been a long day at work. It's really balanced. I mean, I can't complain. It has that forward weight a little bit enough, like when you use your stabilizer, so it can tip forward instead of back. It's amazing. Another thing is, I don't have my wrist strap like I used to on my other bow. It's a little weird to get used to, but I can't complain. This is, like I said, and just from shooting it, I mean, I hope you guys can tell this bow is amazing. I'm ecstatic. And if I were you guys, I'd go out and buy a Mathews triax, or the brand new model, which I can't remember if it's VRX or VXR. I know you guys, some of you guys will probably tell me the right one. I'll know right after this video is made, so oh well. And the let off on this bow is ridiculous. I could hold this all day. And another thing I forgot to say is I don't have my kisser button anymore. I was talking to the guy about it, you know, because that's all I've shot for 11 years is, you know, with the kisser button. And hi Yogi. And he said it was just pretty much a fad thing. I mean, I still have my anchor points that I'm using still. So he said it shouldn't really matter, and I kind of believe him. It must have been a fad thing, because, I mean, without it, I still do the same exact thing, and you just don't have that reminder that it's right there in the corner of your mouth. I mean, first starting out with a new bow, and if you have a young kid, it would be perfect, because then they could get on that repetition for anchor points. But yeah, man, I'll shoot one more, and I honestly cannot wait to get out and have a buck at the end of the sight. I don't know. There's, when you have that gut feeling about something, I feel like this year for me and my brother at Oak Tree Dreams, it's going to be a phenomenal year. And hopefully for Garrett, my brother-in-law, soon-to-be brother-in-law, whichever, getting married in November, right around the rut too, right in beginning, middle, like in the beginning of when things start getting really good out there. But yeah, I've waited a long time to marry this woman, and high school sweetheart, so not gonna complain at all. If you guys want to know anything about this bow, let me know. Comment down below. I'll tell you what I know about it and how my experience with it is, or this drop away rest, or the True Glow sight. I mean, yeah, this bow kind of just speaks for itself, honestly. I cannot complain at all. Man, it's gonna be interesting this year. I don't know. We only shoot one doe usually on our property. This year I might take one in bow and gun, because as you guys seen from last year's video to 2019 Wisconsin gun season, I really only get does. I've shot one buck in my 11 years of gun hunting. Proud of it. Took a long time to find them. Didn't make the best shot on them because of certain scenarios. It was 2016, I think, when we had extreme high winds of opening day. It was I think the winds that morning were like 30-40 miles an hour. I was on a ridge top, or on top of the bluff on the ridge, and in a pine tree, so that thing was swaying. But I knew it was a good spot. It was clear cut a long time ago, so it kind of turned into a thicket, most of it. And on the one end of the bluff, it opens up a little bit, so you're able to. It's a really good bow hunting spot for the rut and for gun season, because the bucks like to come in there to get out, because then they go off the front side into a horseshoe, and it has like little benches so they could escape really easily from our neighbors. So it's a really good area and whatnot. And I was sitting there, and it was like 7:30, and nobody's getting anything yet, which is weird because my brother has a golden spoon in up his what, and he shoots a buck usually every opening morning, and it's usually a decent one, or a nice one to us. I mean, some people will be like, oh, that's a small buck, why'd you shoot him? But to us, anything's a trophy as long as it gets our heart pumping and we are proud of it. And that's pretty much anything for us, because we manage the best we can. But hunting, what we hunt really right now is like about 40 acres worth. Well, actually, that's a lie. It's more like 80 acres we bow hunt. So I mean, I can't complain. We manage the best we can, but when we see a buck that's really past ears is what we go off of, and at that point that's usually when I'll shoot, because every deer is just a phenomenal trophy to me, just to be able to take it with a bow and arrow especially. I mean, and we're just fortunate enough to be able to do it like many hunters can. Enjoy the great outdoors. So the buck, I looked to my left after 7:30 like I was saying, and I seen antlers, and it was my first buck on gun, so our rule, first buck for gun or bow, and when you get that, then you kind of like go for bigger things. But I seen his antlers, I knew he was a good buck, and I didn't realize he broke off his G2s on both sides. But here's a trail cam pic of him. But and he was standing there, and I didn't realize he was quartering two as hard as he was. made a perfect shot behind the shoulder where it entered, but it came out underneath in the belly. So he was bleeding. He was a hurting unit. We ran across the top of the bluff by me. I could only see a short distance where he ran, and he kind of hit it, ran into a tree, and kept going. So I was thinking, you know, he's gonna go down. Well, he goes down the bluff and goes all the way around the bluff on a bench, through a horseshoe on the bench, and down off the other side of the bluff. And we were thinking, you know, because there's a little thick bedding area in there, so we're like, oh, he's, you know, probably gonna pile up in there. Well, following the blood, he hit the field, and he went right into our neighbor's property. So we asked our neighbors later that day when they came back permission to go up in there and find him, because I knew he wasn't gonna go that far, because there's a creek up in there, and with that shot, I mean, it's kind of certain he was going in there because of the water. So we asked them. They nice enough to let us in. The funny thing is, they were there when that buck came through. Neither of them saw it, and the buck went 20 yards from one of the guys. So I don't know what they're, whoops, but I don't know what they were doing, but they definitely missed out. And oh, my lawnmower. And so we went back in there, and we had drops of blood for a little bit, like one drop every like 30 yards, and I was like, oh man, you know, like thinking the worst. My first buck ever, it wasn't a good feeling, and I'm sure anybody has had that feeling. And finally we get to the back, and the blood starts opening up, and it's like fresh red blood, and we're like, all right. And some of it was bright, so I was getting more confident. And we heard a little, you know, twig break, and we look up on the side of the ridge, and the buck is trying to get up to the ridge. So I pulled up my gun, shot him a little back, and it went right up by his chest. And I mean, that was a kill shot, but he bedded down, his head was still up, and we didn't, you know, want him to suffer. And I thought he was going to get away again, and I didn't want that to happen. So he was going on another neighbor's property. So my brother, I gave it to my brother because he's 6'4", I think. He has a little height advantage, and from his angle, he could easily get the head and neck of the buck. And you know, there's the bluff was blocking behind him, so we could take the shot like it was. And yeah, he shot him in the back of the neck, and actually it was kind of cool. The bullet got stuck in its nose, but to us that was kind of cool. And yeah, I was fortunate enough to get this buck. Here's a picture of when we actually got him and out into the top of the field to be able to put him in the truck and give him a ride home. But yeah, I'm just, oh, sorry. I'm just ecstatic for this 2020 bow season and gun season and what comes ahead. Next year we got, I know it's a long ways away and shouldn't be saying it this early, but next year me and my brother are gonna have gonna enter something, and that we'll tell you guys after this bow season, probably after our gun season video episodes and whatnot. So just putting it out there. Next year's gonna be, we're gonna be hunting hard next year. So I'm gonna shoot one more time here, and I think that's where the video will end. If you guys like our content, like we said, like and subscribe, comment down below, let us know if you want to know more about the bow or my brother's bow setup or anything. Well, that Q&A will be out here shortly. I just wanted to get on and share my new bow. So, oh, I already shot the third arrow. It's just how excited I am for this season. And we'll see you guys next time. Hopefully you guys have a great week. We'll see you well in 3 days with a hunting cook. So see you guys then.